Welcome to Phillies Fan Central, where passion meets the diamond and every fan's voice counts.
Welcome back to Phillies Fan Central, your number one source for the most in-depth, reliable, and passionate coverage of the fighting Phils anywhere on the internet. I'm your host, and today we have a massive update regarding the future of the catcher position, a topic that I know is keeping a lot of you up at night. But before we dive into these exclusive details and insider reports, do me a huge favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the like on this video, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat of the action. We are building the strongest community of Phillies fans right here, and I want you to be a part of it. Also, drop a comment down below right now. Who do you want behind the plate next season? Let's get the conversation started. Let's get straight down to business. We are currently navigating one of the most critical off-seasons in recent memory, and the headlines are dominated by our veteran backstop, JT Realmuto. We all know the situation. JT is hitting the open market, and looking at the landscape of Major League Baseball right now, the pool of elite talent at the catcher position is incredibly shallow. This scarcity creates a high-stakes environment where a player of Realmuto's caliber is going to draw significant interest from other clubs desperate for leadership and production. However, a new narrative has started to bubble up in the rumor mill that I need to address with serious scrutiny. There has been a lot of noise surrounding the Baltimore Orioles and their young superstar, Adley Rutschman. The Orioles recently locked up their phenom prospect, Samuel Basallo, to a massive 8-year extension that includes a club option for the year 2034. This move has led many national pundits and armchair GMs to speculate that Baltimore might be willing to trade Rutschman to clear the deck. And naturally, the Philadelphia Phillies have been linked as a potential landing spot. It sounds like a blockbuster dream scenario, doesn't it? Bringing in a young, generational talent like Rutschman to anchor the lineup for the next decade. But here is where we need to pump the brakes and look at the reality of the situation through the lens of trusted insiders. According to Todd Zolecki of MLB.com, a source who is plugged into the front office as well as anyone, the Phillies are minimizing any interest in a trade for Rutschman. The organization's internal stance appears to be heavily favored toward retaining JT Realmuto rather than emptying the farm system for a trade. Zolecki's reporting suggests that while the idea of Rutschman is tantalizing, the Phillies brass views the continuity of keeping Realmuto as the superior strategic move. The market for catchers is restricted. There aren't many options that can step in and handle a pitching staff with World Series aspirations from day one. If Realmuto were to walk, the drop-off in production and presence would be stark. He is widely considered the best player in that free agent group, a group that, quite frankly, isn't very strong otherwise. We have to analyze this from a Dave Dombrowski perspective. While Dombrowski is known for big splashes, he is also calculated regarding asset management. The consensus internally is that the Phillies prefer the known commodity. They understand exactly what DAT brings to the table, not just in terms of EAR or OPS, but in his ability to manage a game in high-leverage situations. Zolecki notes, I think the team prefers Realmuto. First, they know his value to the pitching staff and the club. This is a crucial distinction. In the current market, losing Realmuto to another team is a legitimate risk because he is the premier option available. However, pivoting to a trade for Rutschman introduces a different kind of risk, the risk of destabilizing the team's future assets for a position they believe they can secure with cash alone. The buzz around Rutschman is loud, but the signals coming from Citizens Bank Park are clear. The priority is maintaining the foundation we already have. Continuing into the deeper analysis of why the Phillies are leaning this way, we have to talk about the cost of acquisition. This is the decisive factor in why the Rutschman rumors are likely just smoke. As Todd Zolecki pointed out, bringing JT Realmuto back is purely a financial transaction. It costs John Middleton's money, which, as we know, he's willing to spend to bring a trophy back to Broad Street. On the other hand, acquiring Adley Rutschman from the Orioles would require a massive haul of prospect capital. We are talking about potentially parting ways with top-tier young arms or key positional prospects that are vital for our long-term sustainability. Zolecki put it perfectly. Realmuto will only cost money, while I am sure the Orioles will want a lot in return for Rutschman. In a window where we need to maximize every asset, trading the farm for a catcher when you can simply re-sign your own all-star makes little sense strategically. Let's talk about the human element, which stats often ignore but is vital for a team with championship DNA. JT Realmuto has been wearing red pinstripes since that trade with the Miami Marlins back in 2019. Over these years, he hasn't just been a player. He has become the heartbeat of this roster. He has developed an irreplaceable rapport with our pitching rotation. Think about Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Ranger Suarez. These guys trust JT with their lives on the mound. That chemistry takes years to build and seconds to destroy. Replacing that familiarity with a newcomer, even one as talented as Rutschman, introduces a variable that this team cannot afford during a win-now season. He is a legitimate leader in that clubhouse, a voice that commands respect, and a favorite of the Philly faithful. We know who he is, and more importantly, he knows what it means to play in Philadelphia. Furthermore, let's look at the performance metrics that prove JT is still an elite operator. We aren't just keeping him for nostalgia. We are keeping him because he is a warrior, as he possesses an exceptional arm that shuts down the running game, a critical skill with the new base stealing rules. Just look at the volume of work he handles. In the last season, Realmuto led every single player in the major leagues with 1,216 putouts. To give you context on how absurd that workload is, the second-place finisher, Pete Alonso, had 1,178. That stat tells you everything you need to know about his durability, his grind, and his importance to every single out recorded. He is constantly in the mix, constantly working. He is a workhorse who embodies the blue-collar spirit of this city. When you combine his defensive prowess, his athletic ability to run the bases, and his leadership, the package he offers is still premium. The internal source is right to downplay the trade rumors because, simply put, the grass isn't always greener. Sometimes the best move is to pay the man who helped get you here and let him finish the job. So, looking at the big picture, the strategy seems set. The Phillies are signaling that they are not interested in emptying the prospect cupboard for Adley Rutschman when they have the opportunity to retain the best catcher in baseball just by writing a check. It is a move that prioritizes stability, chemistry, and smart asset management. We keep our prospects, we keep our leader, and we keep our championship window wide open with a pitching staff that is comfortable with their battery mate. But now I want to hear from you. This channel is for the fans, and your voice matters. Do you agree with the front office's stance to prioritize JT Realmuto over a potential blockbuster trade for Rutschman? Or do you think the team needs to get younger behind the plate regardless of the cost? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read all of them. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure you subscribe to Phillies Fan Central smash that like button and turn on the notification bell so you are the first to know when news breaks. We are in this together, chasing that ring. Until next time, keep that Red October energy alive. And as always, ring the bell, go Phils,